If you're a group of school going teenage girls or maybe a teenage couple, go buy popcorn and watch this movie regretting you in the theaters. The rest of us adults can safely skip the movie with no regrets. This is because the way the adult characters are handled in the movie, they lack development, they lack chemistry, and they lack conviction. So all that you're left with is a teenage hero and heroine trying to shoulder the movie with their cliches of texting, kissing at the movie theater, climbing through the window in the girl's bedroom, and that sort of thing. The adults have all been there and done that, so you just go through the motions and come out of the theater with no serious feelings about the movie. The movie serves you candies for dinner when what you need is a steak instead. The movie is about two couples. The first couple is Chris and Morgan Grant. Chris is played by Scott Eastwood and Morgan is played by Allison Williams. The second couple is Jenny and Jonah Sullivan. Jenny is played by Willa Fitzgerald and Jonah Sullivan is played by Dave Franco of the Now You See Me fame. Morgan, the lady from the first couple, is the elder sister of Jenny, the lady from the second couple. Morgan and Chris have a teenage daughter called Clara, played by McKenna Grace. Clara and Aunt Jenny are close to each other. There's a car accident in which Jenny and Chris, the cross-couplers, die. A betrayal is discovered by Morgan and Jonah, the other cross-couplers. The surviving widow-widower cross-couplers, Morgan and Jonah, have feelings for each other. So that is one story. The parallel story is that of the teenager Clara falling in love with her high school friend Miller, played by Mason Thames. While the teenage girls, and I highly suspect that even teenage boys may find the love life of Miller and Clara as a fantasy, none of the adults would take it seriously and will keep searching for the depth of the relationship between the other two couples, which is just absent. And that's where the movie falters. There's no build-up given to the life of the other couples and their behaviors except for a brief opening introduction, which immediately takes you 17 years down the line. While it is still believable that the cross-couple Chris and Jenny were having an affair, there's absolutely zero chemistry on the screen between Morgan and Jonah. In one scene where Morgan charges towards Jonah to kiss him, it looks so weird that you simply can't believe that they have feelings for each other which are passionate enough. And that's the missing stick that I'm talking about. There are no magical scenes either where the music reaches its crescendo and therefore the adult characters and their relationship is handled in a very dry fashion. The teenage girl Clara is sweet and all, but seems somewhat dumb for modern times. In a small town, when the two people died together in the same car accident, and if those two people are having an affair, it would be the talk of the town. Even simple common sense would indicate towards that, but nothing for Clara. It is simply that her dad and Aunt Jenny have died together, and what she wants to do after the funeral of her dad is to get high when she has not even ever smoked a cigarette before. I must say though that McKenna Grace playing the role of Clara kept me reminding of some combination of Jodie Foster, Winona Ryder and Nicole Kidman. She looks like a funny combination of these characters. But that's perhaps because I was raised in the 90s. McKenna Grace seems like a talented actress. Let's see what she has in the offing in the days to come. And then we have Miller, the teenage boyfriend of Clara, played by Mason Thames, who keeps dumping and getting friends again between Clara and another girl. There's all that texting and stuff which looks lame. He is seen moving the city signboard a further distance each day so that the pizza delivery can be made to his place. I suppose that act of his is intended to be cute, and probably it is, but looks overall kind of odd and dumb. Admittedly though, Mason Thames playing the role of Miller seems to have talent and potential and handles his scenes pretty well. I think he has a bright future. I was really disappointed by the way Allison Williams and Dave Franco played their roles of Morgan and Jonah Sullivan. Perhaps they are seasoned actors, but the story and the director couldn't utilize them very well. I'm sure they themselves would not exactly be proud of their performances when they look back upon this movie. And yet, in the mediocre handling of the relationships, it is a teenage love of Clara and Miller which stands out in the movie. Both look sweet and all in their scenes, but they serve you candies when you're hungry. There are a few other characters in the movie. There's this girl called Lexi, apparently a friend of Clara's. I don't know how she arrives on the scenes and what is her significance and why she's so much into the family with such comfort level. There's no explanation for that at all. To force more love into the story, she's paired up with this another unimportant character called Efren. I mean, all that is wasted time in the movie when the movie should have been focusing more on the development of the relationship between the adults. The character of Miller's grandfather, Hank Gramps, played by Clancy Brown, is impressive, but a wasted opportunity as the movie doesn't utilize him in any part of the plot in a serious fashion. I mean, it would have been fun to see him with a shotgun and so forth, but I suppose the 2019 novel by the same name of Regretting You did nothing of the sort, and the producer and director never wanted to be creative at all. In the end, the movie becomes a cocktail of dry scenes cobbled up together, be it the family dinner table scene, which tries to be rudely funny, and to a certain extent it is, but doesn't seem to be really classy, or the vlogs created by Miller for Jenny, which doesn't sound credible at all, and the way Morgan and Jonah are trashing the painting which Jenny had bought for Chris looks completely devoid of emotions, and the final speech by Mom to Clara looks artificial. Overall, the movie has everything but a soul. There's one scene in the movie though where I tended to laugh. In that scene, Clara and Miller are sleeping together in Clara's bedroom. Miller has entered the bedroom through an open window. When Clara's mother Morgan barges into the room and catches them together, she asks Miller to get out of the room. Miller instinctively reaches out to the window to get out when Morgan shouts back that he should get out of the door instead. That was really funny and intelligent. But sadly, the movie doesn't have more such intelligent scenes and building up of characters, and thus feels like sipping water when you're craving for wine. And therefore I say again, if you're a teenage boy or a girl trying to discover life and kisses, go and watch Regretting You. The rest of us can go and watch Notting Hill again.